today in this video, I'll be talking to you guys about the Nissan R390 GT1. So this is going to be a good one considering I always was a fan with these like 200 mile an hour late 90s Japanese cars, which were super cool. Just freaking cool. Like, always is, and always will be. So today I'll be talking to you about the Nissan R390. So, Nissan R390 GT1. Before I start, make sure you all like the video, subscribe, comment down below what you guys think. So comment down below what you guys think. Hit the notification bell. So hit the notification bell and hit all. Hit all so you are alerted of when I make new uploads. Alright. So without any further ado, let's begin. So it's currently 10:44 p.m. So 10:44 p.m. on Sunday night. So I apologize. Say Sunday evening. I'm sorry. I can't resist doing this. So I was gonna do it tomorrow, but then I was like, screw it. I'm gonna do it like today in the evening, and then tomorrow, hopefully, I'll see what I can do for my next video. I'm not too technically like 100% sure what I'll do, but I will find out. So without any further ado, let's begin. So the Nissan R390 GT1. Here we go. The Nissan R390 GT1 was a race car. Was a race car built in Atsugi. Atsugi, which is a city located in Kanagawa, at the Kanagawa Prefecture. So, Kanagawa Prefecture, located in the Kanto region of Honshu. In Japan, it was designed primarily to gain a suitable racing entry. So suitable racing entry in the 24 Hours of Le Mans in both 1997 and 1998. It was built to race under the Grand Touring style rules. So rules requiring a homologated version. So a homologated road version to be built. Therefore the R390 was built originally as a road car. Then a racing version of the car was developed afterwards. So most cars basically do, like for example Audi and like Lancia would build like multiple versions of their cars, like to race in like the World Rally Championship before they can. So they have to build like multiple like road versions before they can actually race in those events. So it goes for the same for the R390. was a race car built in Atsugi, Japan. It was designed primarily to gain a suitable racing entry in the 24 Hours of Le Mans in 1997 and 1998. It was built to race under the Grand Touring style rules. So Grand Touring style rules. So I have to say it like that because if I say it in one go like Grand Touring style rules, it just sounds, if I say it like straight away in one go, it just sounds like it's not making any sense to me. Say Grand Touring style rules requiring a homologated road version to be built. Therefore, the R390 was built originally as a road car. Then a racing version of the car was developed afterwards. Only one R390 road car was ever built, and is stored at Nissan's Sama, so Z or ZAMA facility. Although one of the race cars was later modified. Modified for road use. So it was modified to be like used on the road, like road legal. So modified for road use. The road car was claimed to be capable of attaining a top speed of 354 kilometers an hour. 354 kilometers an hour, which is 220 miles an hour. It's pretty good. However, this claim has never been proven. However, this claim has never been proven. So, right now we got the category. So, it's a LM GT1. The constructor. So, constructor was Nissan Motorsports. Nissan Motorsports Ltd. or Nissan Motorsports. Nissan Motorsports International, which is abbreviated as Nismo, which is a tuning company for Nissan. It's a tuning company for Nissan, Nismo. Sounds cool. Badass is just awesome. So the designers are Tony Southgate, who's a British engineer and former race car designer, born May 25th, 1940. Age 84. So, Tony Southgate. Ian Callum. His full name is Ian Stewart Callum. Born July 30th, 1954, age 69, in Dumfries, Scotland. Almost 70 years old. Like next month and 14 days actually, before he turns 70. So he's a British car designer who has worked for Ford TWR, which is Tom Walkinshaw Racing. So Tom Walkinshaw Racing and Aston Martin and Yutaka Hagiwara, who's Japanese. It's a Japanese which I did talk about before a few hours ago. So I talked about that car a few hours ago. And the successor is the Nissan R391. So the successor is the Nissan R391. So successor Nissan R391. Now we got technical specifications. The chassis is a carbon fiber structural skin chassis. So chassis is a carbon fiber structural skin. So carbon fiber structural skin. And this is suspension for the front and rear. So both front and rear is a double wishbone. So double wishbone push rod system. The length is 4,580 millimeters. 180 point. So length 4,580 millimeters, which is 180.3 inches. Width approximately 2,000 millimeters, which is 78.7 inches. Height 1,090, almost 1,100. So 1,090 millimeters, which is 42.9. Rounded up, it's almost 43 inches approximately. Quite close for height. Wheelbase is 27. So 2,700. 2,720 millimeters. So 107.1 inches. For the engine, was not expecting this kind of engine in a race car before, but oh well, it's a good one. So the engine is by Nissan themselves, which is a 3.5 liter. Now hold the brakes and clutch there. You might be thinking it's a V6, the VQ35 engine from a 350 or 370. You might think it's a V6. Well, you are getting on the right track. It is a 3.5 liter, but you might be wrong. It's not a V6. I mean, it would be great if it is, but unfortunately it's not. It's actually a 3.5 liter. So a 3.5 liter twin turbocharged VRH 35L V8, and is longitudinally mounted, and is also its rear mid-engine and rear-wheel drive. The transmission is a 6-speed, so 6-speed X-Track, so a 6-speed X-Track sequential manual. Curb weight is 1,098 kilos, less than 1.1 tons, less than 1,100 kilos. Pretty good, which is 2,421 pounds. So 2,421 pounds. That curb weight 1,098, so 1,098 kilos, which is, say, curb weight 1,098 kilos, which is 2,400 and so 2,421 pounds. The tires are Bridgestone tires, but I'm not technically like 100% sure which Bridgestone tires they are. Not too sure, but yeah, the tires are Bridgestone. So notable entrants is Nismo and so both Nismo and TWR. Tom Walkinshaw Racing. Now we got notable drivers. So the first 6 are Japanese. So start off with those. But before I do, I will be back. There we go. Okay, so now we're on. So new tires, Bridgestone. Yeah, we're on the right track. So now we're on competition history. So notable entrants are both Nismo. So Nismo and Tom Walkinshaw Racing. Now we got notable drivers. So the first 6 are Japanese. First 6 Japanese. So we got Kazuyoshi Hoshino. So Kazuyoshi Hoshino, Masahiko Kageyama, Aguri Suzuki, Satoshi Motoyama, Takuya Kurosawa, and Masami Kageyama. So Masami Kageyama. There we go. Then we got British racing driver Martin Brundle. So Martin John Brundle. So Martin Brundle. So I'll just say Martin John Brundle, who is British. Then we got Michael Crum and Jörg Müller. Jörg Müller. I can't pronounce it, but it's spelled J-O with the 2 dots in the O. R-G-M-U with the 2 dots in the U. L-L-E-R. So I'm just going to translate this. He's a German racing driver. How do you even pronounce this? Hold on.
Jörg Müller.
So it's Jörg Müller. Then we got Jan Lammers, who's Dutch. Then we got Wayne Taylor. So Wayne Taylor, who is South African. Saying this with respect. Then we got Eric van der Poelle. I can't pronounce that. His last name is spelled P-O-E-L-E. Who's Belgian. Then we got 2 Italians. Riccardo Patrese. So Riccardo Patrese. Then we got also Andrea Montermini. So Andrea Montermini. So Montermini name is spelled L-A-G-O-R-C-E, who both are French. And then we got John Nielsen. So Nielsen is spelled N-I-E-L. So N-I-E-L-S-E-N. Who's a Danish former racing driver. So he's Dutch. Well, not Dutch, sorry, Danish. So he's from Denmark. I apologize. His debut is at the 1997. That's right, 1997. 1997, 24 hours of Le Mans. Its races it participated in 2. It has 0 wins and poles and final laps. Well, not finals, but fastest laps. Now we got history. This is going to take a while. Alright, let's do it. History. After returning to sports car racing in 1995, Nismo, which is Nissan Motorsport, so Nissan Motorsport, had some measurements of success with their Skyline GTR LM. So Skyline GTR LM, which had competed in the GT1 class. However, these cars were quickly outpaced by the influx of new manufacturers who were using loopholes in the GT regulations to build race cars that bore little resemblance to their GT1 class competitors. Examples being the Mercedes-Benz CLK GTR and the Porsche 911 GT1, which I talked about like months ago, that car. Nismo's Skyline GTR therefore needed to be replaced with a purpose-built race car. Turning to Tom Walkinshaw Racing, or TWR, Nismo began developing a prototype of the R390 GT1, named to follow in the tradition started in the 1960s. Well, I would say in the 60s, technically, same thing with Nissan's R380, which was known as the Prince. So Prince R380. The first decision for both Nismo and TWR was the choice of engines. The choice of a engine. The previous Skyline GTR LM had the trusted. This engine, you all know this one, you're all familiar with it. It's literally the best one in the world. And it is the almighty, the all-glory, the mytholic, the legendary, I'm just gonna say it, the mighty beast, the RB26. That's right, RB26 DETT. So, a twin turbocharged RB26. Is a RB26 DETT inline 6 engine. One of the best engines in the world. But the design was old for a race car, employing a cast iron block, which both added weight and had a high center of gravity. Nismo instead chose to resurrect an engine for the Nissan R89C, which I might talk about at some point. I don't really know when, but Nismo instead chose to resurrect an engine, so bring back from the dead an engine from the Nissan R89C. So Nissan R89C, which is like a prototype race car. It's a Nissan R89C, a race car from the Group C era. Its power plant, the VRH35C engine, which is a V8. So it was a 3.5 liter. So a 3.5 liter. So 3.5 liter V8 engine, which used an aluminum block, which was a lot better than a cast iron block because the aluminum is much lighter. It's lighter, so it's pretty good. better than a heavy old cast iron, as well as having a lower center of gravity, and a better ability to be used as a stressed member over the RB26. Thus, the engine was both modified and designated. So both modified and designated. So designated VR. Thus, the engine was both modified and designated VRH35L and would produce approximately like 641 horsepower. So like one more than a modern 2013 SRT GTS Viper. So 641 horsepower at 7,000 RPM. So 7,000 RPM for the road-going version. For the one that's like basically used on a road. So for the road-going version, the engine was detuned to 550 horsepower. That's the same as both the Fast and Furious 4 Skyline. So the Skyline from Fast 4 2009 that Brian O'Connor drove by Paul Walker. Rest in peace. And also a 2014 Porsche Cayenne Turbo S. So 550 horsepower. Almost the same amount as a Lexus LFA, almost. Well, extra 2 horsepower difference there, but oh well, technically almost the same. Anyways, the car's styling group was led by Ian Callum of TWR. Both the mechanical and aerodynamic design was led both by Tony Southgate, also of TWR, and Yutaka Hagiwara of Nismo. Southgate was the designer of the Jaguar XJR-9. So XJR9, amongst other TWR sports cars, which had won at Le Mans. Due to this, the R390 GT1. So the R390 GT1 bears a resemblance to the Jaguar XJR15 or XJR-15. Is it 15? which was also developed by TWR and based on the XJR9, and in fact used a interior including the tub, greenhouse, and roofline from the very same tooling as the XJR15 or XJR-15, with some custom tooling blocks added to the XJR15 chassis mold, although for the R390. For the R390, both the rear and front ends, both the front and rear end, so both the rear and front ends, and suspension were both completely different and were designed to meet GT1 specifications. The R390's chassis was both lower and wider, but slightly shorter in length. Than the Jaguar, making the R390 larger overall. Development of the car was achieved in a small amount of time, especially due to the use of an existing engine. Both Nismo and TWR also had to build a road legal version of the R390 GT1 in order to meet homologation requirements. A red R390 prototype underwent both wind tunnel testing and aerodynamic improvements in the UK or in England. However, the final car was both built and tested in Atsugi, Japan. Only one road legal R390 was built, which is currently in storage at Nissan's Sama Kanagawa facility in Japan. So stored at Nissan's, which is currently in storage at Nissan's facility in Sama, which is a city located in the Kanagawa prefecture in Japan. After all three cars failed scrutineering at the 1997 event, they had to be modified. In order to be allowed to race. This subsequently led to overheating problems. So this subsequently led to overheating problems for the gearbox, and ultimately led to their failure during the race. That is why for 1998 the R390 was modified, most notably in the extension of its rear bodywork to create increased luggage space in order to satisfy the ACO. A new rear wing for racing models. The road legal version had no rear wing, and a rear diffuser for improved downforce were added. Alright, now we got racing results. Completed in time for the 1997 24 hours of Le Mans. The three cars finished in both a black and red livery. Competed in time for the 1997 24 hours of Le Mans. The three cars finished in both a black and red livery, were the fastest in their first competition, with Martin Brundle taking pole position in May's pre-qualifying with a staggering time of 3 minutes 43.15 seconds. It's not really that bad. Under 4 minutes, that's pretty good. With a 17-second difference, that's just brilliant. Well, 16.85 second difference there. But oh well. At the race itself, one R390 GT1. Number 22 was able to qualify in 4th on the grid and 2nd in its class behind the Porsche 911 GT1. The Porsche 911 GT1, whilst its partners qualified both 12th for the number 21 car and 12th for the number 21 car and 21st for the number 23 car. For the number 23 car. During the race, both cars were able to perform admirably, but soon began to struggle with gearbox problems. And around halfway through the race, two of the three cars, number 21 and 22, finally suffered with mechanical failure and were withdrawn. The third R390 was able to survive the rest of the race. Albeit with two complete gearbox changes along the way, finishing 12th place overall, and 5th in class. 12th overall and 5th in class, although many laps down from the race winners. For the 1998 Le Mans 24 Hours, Nissan returned, this time with 4 cars. That's right, 4 cars. The cars were slightly upgraded with more downforce able to be generated by a longer rear tail. A new rear diffuser, and on racing versions, a new rear wing placement for less drag. Now it's not rear wings would add drag. I don't know. Anyway, although Nissan was easily beaten in qualifying by the Mercedes-Benz CLK LM, Toyota GT1, Porsche 911, GT1 98, and the BMW V12 LM. Although Nissan was easily beaten in qualifying by the Mercedes-Benz CLK LM, Toyota GT1, Porsche 911 GT1 98, and the BMW V12 LM for places 10, 13, 14, and 19. Nissan was able to achieve considerable success. Achieve considerable success in the race. After all, both Mercedes and BMW had to retire early. With this, all 4 Nissans were able to finish in the top 10 at 3rd, 5th, 6th, and 10th overall, being beaten only by 2 Porsche 911 GT1s. Following the 1998 24 Hours of Le Mans, rules for the GT classes were changed, mostly to end the number of manufacturers attempting to use loopholes instead of LM GT1 and LM GTP prototype class for closed interior cars were introduced for the 1999 Le Mans 24 Hours that allowed more racing-specific construction without any road-going considerations. So, without any road cars involved, with both Mercedes and Toyota. So, with both Mercedes and Toyota going to improve their already faster GTs R390 to a prototype GT, or abandon it like Porsche did with the GT1. Nissan instead turned to the open interior LMP classes, developing the R391 prototype for 1999 with European collaboration. So European collaboration after mixed results. That included a win over Toyota in Fuji, which is a racetrack in Japan. This program would also be short-lived. Nissan discontinued Le Mans style racing at the end of 1999. A total of 8 R390 GT1s. A total of 8 R390 GT1 race chassis were built over the 2 years of the program. And last up is the road-going version of this car, which is the road car. And that will be it. Alright, here we go. Let's finish this once and for all. Alright, here we go. So the road car. So it's the Nissan R390 GT1. So overview is first. So let's begin. So manufacturers by Nissan, obviously. Production was from 1997. Assembly is in Atsugi, Japan. Body and chassis next. The class is a sports car, is the S segment. So body and chassis, class, sports car. The sports car, S segment. Even though it looks like a supercar, but it's still a sports car. It's a sports car. The S segment, body style is a two-door coupe or coupe. The layout is rear mid-engine and rear-wheel drive. Powertrain is next. The engine is a 3.5 liter. So a 3.5 liter VRH 35L DOHC dual overhead cam V8. Power output is 550 horsepower. So 550 horsepower. Same amount of power as Brian O'Connor's Fast 4 Skyline. So Fast 4 Skyline. From Fast and Furious 4 2009. So the same amount of power as the 2002 Skyline GTR from Fast 4 2009. So yeah, power output is 550 horsepower, which is a pretty good amount. And 637 newton meters, which is 470 pound-feet of torque. The transmission is a 6-speed sequential. So 6-speed sequential manual. Next up is dimensions. So starting off with the wheelbase. So dimensions, starting off with the wheelbase. So it's 2,720 millimeters, 107.1 inches for wheelbase. Length 4,580 millimeters, 180.3 inches. So that's length. Width approximately 2,000 millimeters. So 2,000 millimeters, 78.7 inches. Height 1,090 millimeters. 1,090 millimeters, 42.9. Rounded up is like almost 43 inches, approximately. Curb weight. Sorry if I 75 pounds. It's pretty dear. It was not really that bad. Under 1.5 cents. It's not bad. Not bad. Chronology is next. The predecessor is the Nissan R383. It's a predecessor Nissan. So we're on chronology. Predecessor Nissan R383, and the successor is the Nissan R391. Only one R390, so only one R390 road car was ever produced by Nissan as a prototype for the development of the race cars, as was never intended for sale. Although Nissan did offer to build further versions at a value of $1 million US. So $1 million. The lone R390 GT1 is currently stored at Nismo's Zama warehouse, along with the number 32 R390 GT1 race car from 1998. The car is powered by the same 3.5-liter, so a 3.5-liter twin turbocharged VRH 35L V8 engine as the race, so V8 engine as the race car, generating a power output of 550 horsepower at 6,800 RPM and 637 newton-meters, 637 newton-meters, 470 pound-feet of torque at 4,400 or 4,400 RPM. Says 68 or 6,800 or 6,800 RPM for power, and 4,400 or 4,400 RPM for torque. Although Nissan claimed lower figures of over 345 horsepower. So 345 horsepower at 5,200 RPM and over 490 newton-meters, 361 pound-feet of torque at 4,000 RPM. All of this power is sent to the rear wheels via a 6-speed sequential manual gearbox. So that's cool. The car is able to accelerate from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour, 0 to 60 miles an hour in 3.9 seconds. So under 4 seconds flat almost. And completes the quarter mile in 11.9. So 11.9 seconds. We'll round it up, it's like almost 12 seconds. The top speed is rated at 354 kilometers. 354 kilometers an hour. So 354 kilometers an hour, which is 220 miles an hour by the manufacturer. However, none of the road tests featuring this car have been carried out for the purpose of top speed. Initially built in 1997 with a red paint scheme and given the initially built in 1997 with a red paint scheme. The car was displayed at the 1997 registration number, but I'm not going to bother saying that. The car was displayed at the 1997 24 Hours of Le Mans race. It was rebuilt in 1998 with a new front end and side vents, longer tail, and a ducktail spoiler or wing, and it was repainted blue. So repainted blue. This is kind of funny when it's interesting. The car was given a fake registration number, R390 NIS, for both photos and magazine articles. Not a genuine UK number, but whatever. And became known as the long tail version. These mods were also incorporated on the race cars, albeit with the addition of a fixed rear wing instead of a ducktail wing. So I say mods as in modifications. A second R390 GT1, a second R390 GT1 was later registered for road use by Eric Comas. So Eric is spelled E with a little dash on the top. So E. Again with that dash. R-I-K-C-O-M-A-S. Who was born September 28th, 1963. Who was a French former F1 driver. He was French F3 champion in 1988 and then Formula 3000 champion in 1990. After scoring the same number of points as Jean Alesi in 1989, but losing on a countback of positions, he participated in 63 Grand Prix races, debuting on the 10th of March 1991. He scored a total of 7 points, 7 championship points. His last point in the 1994 German Grand Prix was also the last of the famous La Rose, or La Rose, I can't pronounce it, but it's spelled L-A-R-R-O-U-S-S-E team. A second R390 GT1 was later registered for road use by Eric Comas. Unlike the original R390 GT1 road car, this example was modified for chassis VIN number 780009 after Comas purchased it from Nissan. The mod was done by Andrea Chiavenotto. So Chiavenotto is spelled CHIAVENOTO. So Chiavenotto. So Andrea Chiavenotto. So Andrea Chiavenotto, who led both a 2-year long restoration and street conversion. Conversion project on the car. The car was claimed to retain 95% of its original race car parts. So 95% of its original race car parts, but several parts such as door panels, glass, windshield, cooling system, and upholstery. So upholstery had to be installed. In order to meet road regulations. So that was the last 5%, I think. Probably. Okay, so that is finally it. So for my next video, I don't know what I'll do, but I'll find out. So that'll be it. If you guys like this video, like and subscribe. Comment down below what you guys think. Hit the notification bell and hit all so you are alerted when I make new uploads. Alright. So that'll be it. Time is currently 11:37, over 11:30, almost 11:40 p.m. on Sunday evening. Jesus. So you guys will probably see this video tomorrow morning, actually, when I get it uploaded. But we'll find out. Alright. So that'll be it. So again, if you like that video, like and subscribe. Comment down below what you guys think. Hit that notification bell and hit all so you're alerted when I make new uploads. Alright. So that'll be it. I gotta get going. I'll see you guys soon in the next video. But until then, stay safe, have a great evening, and have day tomorrow, and I'll see you guys soon in the next video. Take care, folks. Stay safe out there. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you guys soon in the next video. Take care, folks. I'll see you guys soon. Good night.